are you doing? Cheers to everybody in the house. A nice glass of Coke Zero with ice. Ah. Yes, make I sing 2 lines. My voice don't go. My voice don't go. My voice don't go. Off that mic. Off that mic. Omo, they say they want to do two-factor authentication for Bobrisky. They want see CCTV. They mure lomo. They mure lomo. They say, reps say they want see Bobrisky CCTV footage. Say true, he go gallo. Omo. Wo, kí ọdún yìí tó parí, before this year end, make all of you join me for this prayer. Ká má fọwọ́ ara wa kó bára wa. Make we no use our hand, put ourselves for trouble. Yanga dey sleep, trouble go wake am. Abi trouble dey sleep, yanga go wake am. You know what thing dey pain me? Be say, at the end of the day, if you be say Bobrisky really go this prison, but those prison guys where they don't suspend, when they go back to prison, they how do they say konramo? How do they take talk konramo? Prisoners go hear them. Prisoners where they manage, they get small leeway, konramo wani. Please, that country in the Middle East, I don't want you to talk about it here, please. Whatever is, God will judge them. I don't want to hear about their problem. I know they discuss them. If you discuss them now, may they begin, they find you, they block your page, they do all those kind of nonsense. Anything we want to do, they may do them. I don't tire. If everywhere for that place level to 0, we will rest. Abi? We don't beg them, say may they talk. They no want talk. They want to buy themselves. They go, waiting on concern us. Like we don't chop. Waiting concern us with them. Anything where they want to. The world cannot be running around after you for 40 years. Kilo day. And let me tell you, they accuse everybody else of what? You see, there are 2 countries in this world that is scattering the world. 2 countries in this world that are the most evil in the whole world, and they are not Muslim countries. There are 2 countries. One is in the Middle East, and one is somewhere where they want to legalize Igbo. Those are the 2 countries in the whole world. We be devil country. So I know they won't hear anything about those 2. They will be all right. Somebody say Russia. Russia is not one of them. There are 2. Only 2 countries. And they are not Muslim and they are not Russia. But they control the media, so they will come and cry when they need to cry. Then when they want to go and do their own in the night, they will cover it. That's why I say now God will judge them. Ikiri Lawrence say Satan headquarters. I'm telling you. Plus the small one where they near us here, and the big one where they remote control them. The 2 of them, Every other country they learn work. Every other, including Afghanistan, all those other countries will be like say they're wicked. All of them they learn work from these 2 wearies. But no be me go tell you who they be. Figure them out. So let's come back home. We have pressing matters. The House of Reps were so busy yesterday, Monday, dealing with issues of the risky Bob. So how can we leave Bob Risky and all the issues that we have at hand? We can't go put on for people where decide say nothing do, then decide to they throw themselves shell. God bless you. Kiri said the main problem, those as in once you come out those two countries for the whole world, everything go just gentle. Everybody go do okay. You go realize say now them they talk, see now other people with problem. Meanwhile, now them go be problem. But like I said, nothing concern me with those ones. Let us focus the one way they in our front. You see, whether Bobrisky go prison, whether he no go prison, nobody can tell until they see the CCTV footage. Like Blessing CEO said, Bob talks a lot, he cannot be trusted. But one thing we all agree on is this mess that he is in. Now he using hand, put himself inside. So that's why my prayer for all of us is any problem where person go use your own hand, put himself inside. Go come they look for who go come out you for inside the trouble where you put your own self inside. Make we know Siam this year. I can't they read somewhere say the prison people they can't talk say they're not fit put Bob for man themselves because Bobrisky get Bobby. This is why they talk no be play. They say they not fit put Bobrisky for where they put man them because Bobrisky get Bobby. I say poetic. Bob has the Bobby. Bobby Risky has Bobby. What I no believe him. I think say just the way Coste, they wear common, Ogbe Coste. When we're growing up those days, you know what they call Coste? I swear to God, if you know Coste, you don't old, you be ancient. Since morning you no call. As I just on my life now, you call. This thing way they do, God know I'm. This thing way they do, this the way they do, God know. Or long, just check how many times where I don't call you. Ewo, pity. No, Kish, ele your short life. It's I don't talk who name they here. Okay. 20 to 9. I go call. 20 to 9. Yes, I told her, Ekwe. No. She was in the hospital. I go just in 1 hour. Exactly 1 hour, I'm done. When I called, she was in the hospital. Oh yeah. No, along 1 hour. Along Obangbo. Pity na pastor for just ask him whether he know Coste. Coste Onirin. Who know Coste? So me normal. I don't know say Bob get Bobby. Even though Bob name Phoebe Bobby with and Bobby na Bobby. I believe say in just the way Coste, just the way Komu, just the way padded. Hey, sings back up. Just sent one money gun. Guys, if you're enjoying Daddy Freeze live today, no need to waste any time. Just pop those money guns. Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Bottom left-hand corner, you see how to buy my stars. Go to Facebook now. Somebody say, how Daddy Freeze take notes? Waiting be Coste. I want to Coste like by call on to bawa. Before God accept our soul, before we found Yahushua, not Jesus. So anybody we find Jesus still inside hole. When we found Yahushua and God deliver us, I want to stay. Hey, or what call am bo? I'm Bobby pickpocket ni. Mama jen Boko stay. As in, The girl go just they look like this as you just do hold am like this. The next thing just ọwọ́ kan ti yọ kó stay sọ́wọ́ ó ti bá a bọ̀ òun wọ́n mọ̀ pé Baba, let me tell you how we take learn am. We dey carry our mark stay that year. Oh, we dey carry our mark stay. We dey use chair. 2 things I knew how to do expertly as a 17-year-old. I could climb fence. Do you know how good I was at climbing fence? Once my finger was if it jump, touch am, I'm up over it. I know how to leverage my body on a fence in such a way that I'll climb the fence for you in 10 seconds. In what is 10 seconds? 4 seconds. Pam, pam, pam. I don't enter. As in, I mastered it. I taught myself how to climb fence. Then this is how we used to learn. Taste boss no girl could stay. To say she get her for you. This chair like this. We go where the could stay here. We can't hug the chair. Can't find the fastest way to lose the coastay. As in, girl, yakori, you would not feel say breeze they blow you there, coastay till low at the ball. We don't come out the coastay. Sings back up, just popping my money guns. Pop the 3rd one back to back. Oh, I'm in a good mood today. Guys, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying. I don't know whether I've used my big belly climb fence again now. But when I was between 12 and like 25, between 12 and 25, I did climb fence. Because some days you will come out. And if you not come home early, Popsy fit dey on top balcony, they read newspaper. So now fence you go use enter out. We don't dey climb fence onto steal. We dey use and come home from waka wey no pure. I don't climb balcony from ground before. I jump, catch the balcony or more, and I was about to fall. I knew that if I fall, I'll break my back. I used my very last energy to climb that balcony in. Now God saved me. Waiting with the climb fence for. We no come house early. So Popsy no notice. We dey lock. Papa no notice say pikin never enter house. But as he sit down for balcony, if you enter gate, he go catch you. One day, my papa dey sitting room. I don't enter inside compound. Waiting happen that day. Get one girl. May that girl so rest in peace. Abeke go call me. Waiting she called me Iggy Bekpe. I don't know waiting me and the girl. I don't talk the story before. Now my cousin Lekon become visit me for house. So there used to be a pharmacist in my compound. It was called Olokun Chemist. If you grew up in Ibadan in Aremo those days, you know a chemist called Olokun Chemist. So the Olokun Chemist was inside my compound. So Abekesha go buy something there. My cousin come see him. Now so he followed the girl talk. And the girl was vibing nicely with him. You know, she was relating well with him. We shall follow my cousin. We escort them. My cousin, they waka for front. We, they waka for back. You understand? So my cousin shall tell the girl saying, go come back and see him. You know, that kind of thing. My cousin can't go to their house. Like 1 week later, I can't believe, say, when my cousin do the work, reach, make me, I don't continue from there. As I not really to get sense that time. I think I was maybe 16 or... I'm not sure, say I don't 17 that time. Or maybe 16, 17 at best. Now, so, I can't go to their house. Can't go knock their door. Where I mumu. Now I go knock their door. Ko. They say, who be this? And that time for Ibadan, if you knock person door, say, Tani, you mention your name. Latibo, as in from where? So I knock the door. Tani, I mention my name. Latibo, I say, nah, from Olokun chemist too. I can't see Abeke. Where you sabi Abeke from? Ah, wala dey. I can't dey try talk say I sabi am from here, I sabi am from. I try dey try whine myself. Make I just, I know see the mama's wicked gone. So I can't go house that day. The next day, be like say they beat Abeke as she come out that day. Say Abeke don dey waka bad waka, boys don dey find am come house. So Abeke come vex, and I don't think say Abeke really like me because you get the way they go beat girl on top boy. If you like the boy, you go chest am. You understand? Omo they beat this Abeke well. Now Abeke find me come the next day. Come begin to make mouth. Say where Agoro mean, I was very slim and tall as a kid. Agoro da, Ogabi ako bekpe, he tall like male popo. She just dey phone. They drop ohun shoe. You know what they call ohun shoe? Devil yarn, they strong yarn. Oh my ginger. Come on. So everybody come they talk, say, and people know how to fuel these kind of things. Our instigator. Waiting Abeke no talk, say they go talk and say she talk. All of them come gather for my head. Plus old people, young people, they come to tell me how Abeke take destroy my name. Say Abeke mess me gone. That year na mess. Say oh mess gone. If I see you. So it no can't reach like 2 days. I can't see Abeke for front of my gate. Now just ginger say this Abeke wey dey yap me that day. Now I go meet her for where she did. Now I say, hey Abeke, I hear say you dey talk bad about me. Say you dey mention my name. Mo gbọ́ pé òun fóun èṣù lẹ̀ níwájú ilé wa. Say you dey drop devil voice for front of my house. Say wetin do you dey mad ni? Now Abeke push me. Now sound am. Tower. That's the first lesson I learned in my life. So if you want fight woman, don't let her touch you. I learned it myself the hard way. After that, but forget to you go fight woman, leave her. Women go slap you. And unless when we dey young, we wild small. Almost she just lock my shirt like this. Baba, as she lock my shirt, the next thing she just they squeeze the shirt, all this side. I just hear oh bullshit, as in she draw the shirt, as in all this place. As in, she just they lock the shirt, they go lock the shirt, they go just they lock the shirt, they lock the shirt, they lock the shirt, they lock the shirt, they lock the shirt. Papa, the next time I hear, I could feel the shirt giving away. Before I know it, all her local boyfriends, they all the bus conductor, everybody don't gather me. Okay, why go slap him? She turned me to tiny man. Oh, somebody era turned me to sugarcane ant. Hold my shirt like this for hand. Oh, bullshit me as in. And I know that shirt. Now my cousin Sunday give me that shirt. I know the kind of walk where I walk before Sunday if he dash me that shirt. Because the shirt too fine. I wear am one day. I fine for the shirt. Baba, I beg Sunday. Sunday no sabi drive. I teach him how to drive unto saying go give me shirt. Then he can't give me shirt. I can't come out the whole front of the shirt like this. Can't throw and forgot her. But guess what? All her boys don't gather. All her boyfriends. Hey. Now look and say, see my life. How am I going to go home now? I don't weak. And my papa dey sitting room. And my papa see me come out. I can't come house. I look my balcony from up. There was no way I was going to walk. Children, they take risk. There was no way I could walk. My father, well, as in waiting one time, Papa said they come out the whole front, only the arm and the back of the shirt remain. My chest, they like this. I will not fingernail scratch. I should tear the shirt. Hey, that's why I climb house from balcony enter. I can't enter balcony. They can't don't lock the door from back. I can't do there. They wait, make my sister enter room. I can't they whisper for window, say, Yetunde, open the door for me. Open the door for me. It's me. Thank God say I no sleep for balcony that day. Because if to say they don't open that door, I know if you come down again, that place high. Someone say your chest go turn red and pink, but by everything I turn. But after that, I go learn now. Now one wicked guy tell me, about if you want rack woman for hood, just take out their shoulders. Because I'm not near them. If you near them, they go naked you. So just give them space. Take out their shoulders, then rack them. After that, I rack one more woman before I give my life. Come be turned gentleman. Because Baba, hood laws, they different from everywhere else. So. The law for hood, they different too. You go day your house like this, girl go contact you say, now you give am belly. Girl, we never toast before. Maybe you toast am twice. Baba, if you know sabi rack, that one now for gentle areas, now everybody go gentle. Baba, if you know sabi rack, I don't know whether I wanna live for hood before. Man, Baba, man ain't easy to fight past. Just understand the weak point. Just understand the weak point. That fighting, when they beat me well for secondary school, I learn now. You go learn fighting. Then you go learn how to give person first attack. Once you see say people gather, make I teach some of the tricks. Once you see people don't gather, they make mouth. Once you see people don't gather, just slap her, rush her, people go hold una. So from where they hold una, he go they try hit you, so you just make sure say your own hand they ready. Where they go, they give her one once in a while, just the my funny one leg or but people don't go let. But the day where you go do it, where people say, okay, no, if you want let then if you look for trouble and the person where you want fight they inside motor, no let them come out from the motor. You go brush him inside that motor. No matter how strong he wants, he dey inside that motor, he dey handicap. So I no more motor yen. Sometimes go open the door, like say one come, goes the door, knock him. As they go give him for a teeth. I don't suppose they teach you that this thing, no be better thing. I suppose they teach you love, which is the teachings of Christ. So for hood, Baba, you go learn many things. So now how I take learn to jump fence, because I always enter trouble. My son, you see, my father made a mistake. He went to raise us inside hood. Now lucky we did. My children know they go hood things. We were hood. My younger sisters were more gentle. Me, there's no that Jack Daniels on a pure Coke Zero. Streets. Bye-bye. You never hear that Naughty by Nature song? You ain't never been to the ghetto. Don't ever come to the ghetto. Because you won't understand the ghetto. Stay the F out of the ghetto. As I did like if I go ghetto now, they go do me strong thing. But that year, you go to line up to enter bus like this. You all feel person hand for your pocket. You all collect the hand, elbow in teeth. But she more way than anybody who have full elbow, Jen go through elbow first. Our belly, she premium. What back be what be met tassilate, go forget like 3 hand for him face. Why they do as in big man pickpocket. My mama they tell me those, they say don't put money in your back pocket. Me now that back pocket they put money for, they look for who won't come what time. Oh, wow, what? I was a dentist as a child, as a youngster. Man, you in here when you see my hand now. Now person teeth I come out here. Now in the teeth so. What call elbow laying ni. Mako grab that hand, he grab that my when elbow laying. My swear the edge. Make God come save you. Say, as you put your hand inside my pocket, as you carry them out, you hold that money in your hand. Now we go to beg them, so they don't put tire for your neck. Now we go to beg them. But me, I go on give you that premium shishi. That shishi is why important. If you not collect that shishi, you no go get sense. So somebody say that if he act like say if I fight that year, but no be now. You know, say I don't butter gone, I don't gent. So everybody go to see me go think say I butter. I know butter from small. Oh. So that now why back to Bobrisky, because now Bobrisky carry us come here. So I don't believe say Bobrisky get Bobby. I just believe say if they wear could stay, you know that they put socks inside could stay. When you put socks inside could stay on earring, you understand, you wear the thing would just do like this. I no believe. Say, but then when prison people can't talk I can't they wonder say if true, no lie. I know say many people know to like Bobrisky. And Bobrisky too no try for himself. I know. But I want to ask you guys, will it make sense? May they put man we get Bobby with normal men we never bench in a long time. May they come they see Bobby. Ewo Bobby. But I'm going to judge this matter now. More judge this matter. Forget Bolahon. Say Bolahon still dey. Baba, you don't know what thing be say you dey prison 4 years. You never bench. You no need quick. Just Bobby don't reach you. On my just over my salon, they go collect her for and they run, they go. But the problem be say if you can't go put her for women's side, you can't go give person belly because this thing they happen well for America. Oh. Person go try and go inside the process of conversion. Then he don't they identify as woman, they can't carry them go put for women in prison. He get one we give 2 women belly for America. Make I read, I go find the story for you now. I'm looking for the story now. NBC News. New Jersey TRANS prisoner who give 2 inmates belly transferred to men's facility. He give 2 women belly. So they can't transfer and go give men. It was there many. They happen everywhere. See now better news. No be downgrade. It happened in New Jersey. Now, this thing happened 2 years ago. And YouTube actually talked on it. It says a huge discussion surrounding these people's housing has been sparked after one of them impregnated 2 other females. All of them they inside cell together. Somebody say it happened even in the UK. The guy named na Demi Minor, serving a 30-year sentence. Congo do collabo. Because as he did like that, he get Bobby, he get Bolahon. Now so he get the 2 user and do collabo. Go give this person belle. No, now, you see, if they put her for male prison, they go wire am gone, giddy gone. So we need to understand that the prisoners were dealing with a lot, especially not understanding where Bobrisky should be. And this debate, I want us to have this debate, but codedly, we will code the conversation. What do you think? He's not fully. Now, let me ask you a question. Question, get A, B, and C. Is Bobrisky a guy, A, in between B, and babe, C? I want you to answer. Is Bobrisky a guy, an in between, or a babe? I won't make you answer. A, B, or C? And I want you to answer honestly. Pop my money gun if you're watching on TikTok. Pop my money gun if you're watching on TikTok. Buy my stars if you're watching on Facebook. Super chat, super stickers, and super likes are the only way I will read your comments if you're commenting on YouTube. Super chat, super stickers, and super likes. I want to actually bring people on to have this conversation. So let's start with that. So is Bobrisky a guy, a babe, or an in-between? A is guy, B is in-between, and C is a babe. Somebody say it's just a Bob with Bobby. Somebody say now all in B. No, let's be honest. I think it's very, very important. Esther Murray said the way God created him, God doesn't create anybody. I don't talk this thing, they come many times. God doesn't create anybody. Your parents created
Good
you.
evening, sir.
Yes, how are you doing, my sister?
Good.
So is Bob I first think saying about Bobrisky, you and Bob relate. See how you yellow like Bob. Eh?
Good evening, sir.
So I want to ask you, is Bob A guy, B in between, or C a babe?
I know a lot of people will not agree with me. It's not everybody that love Bob. Like me, I like him. He's him. He's a guy. The way God created him is a guy. He's a guy. The other
but
way
he get Bobby and in Bobby feel big past your own self.
But we don't see the Bobby that nobody don't testify and say he get Bobby.
Prison people testify say he get Bobby. Prison people
We
testify
didn't see
say
any
you get
video.
Bobby.
We didn't see a video.
You want to
We
see a
didn't see a
video.
video of it.
You are
Like,
not a nice person. See
you know,
what you want
but
to be
sometimes you
seen.
need to see it. Like, you need to see. You have to see like proof. You need proof. We have to know if it's true.
Okay, hold on. I no believe
Because
say
they
wait.
wear Bobby now.
I no believe say you be woman. I want to see video. Show me your Bobby.
By the woman, I suppose to say.
How I take no see? You and Bobrisky no different, so. You and Bobrisky no different.
Daddy, please leave me. Oh.
I don't lie now.
No different. But they're like this. They create their as woman now. They create Bobrisky as man. I go lie for you.
Okay, I have this other lovely lady with me. Hello, my darling sister. How are you doing? What are your thoughts? Is Bobrisky a man, B, in between, and C, a woman?
Hi, Daddy Freeze. First off, I think we need to understand that these days gender has become fluid. Right? We have to know that they identify as a certain gender at birth, and they feel trapped in those bodies, and then they change their genders. They have gender reassignment surgery. Then you also have to understand that biologically, the chromosomes in some people, we have the X and Y chromosomes.
Yeah.
There are some people that have concentration of the male chromosomes, and they call them hermaphrodites, but I feel that is derogatory, so they don't use those words as much. And there's a documentary. I would encourage some of your followers to watch it on Netflix. You can say this is Nigeria, but they are human. There are Western cultures that are being transported to developing nations. So you can't just say this is Nigeria, where we are all bound by communication, by internet, by Instagram, for instance. We see all of these things happening. It's because I think I need to stop reading the comments because they are confusing me. Let me just see what I'm going to say.
Ignore the comments.
So there are some people at birth that the parents, they are born with both.
Just write it like that. Both. Just write both. We understand. No worry. Because of these people's problem.
Both reproductive organs. And then their parents will decide that, maybe I have 2 boys already. Let's make this one a girl. And then they'll make the female organ to be more prominent and dominant. And the person will grow up with that level of confusion. Because when they get to puberty, they'll realize that how they feel. So
let's talk about that. It is called inter SE. They don't say it. You are not allowed to say all these things on social media. They give me stress already. I just survived 1 hour limitation. I was limited for 1 hour for like 6 months. I just came out of it. So if I decode you too decode. Nobody here be small picking. We all understand. Now, I want to ask you a question. If a child is born inter, who gets to decide that child's gender?
Assigned gender.
Who gets to assign? Is it the hospital? Is it the parents? Is it the child? Because what if the child at 18 decides to say won't keep both?
Yeah, there are a lot of them. Exactly, that was where I was trying to go to. There are some of them that now grow up confused at puberty, 13, 14. Maybe that one was assigned male, and suddenly they are menstruating. Suddenly they have, they are growing, It's like, what's going on? That confusion starts. And then they start.
Do you know anyone, be honest, Dami, do you know anyone that actually has this problem, this dilemma?
I do not know anyone personally. I have read and I have watched, but there is no one whose story I know personally.
Where did you watch this documentary from?
It is on Netflix because they follow the life of some of those children.
Can
right
you
from
can
birth.
you send me the name to my DM?
Yes, sir. I'll
Okay,
have to look
because
for.
this has also bothered me. You see, when I was growing up, I just believe say everybody must get one, whether na Bolaon or Quick, you are man or woman, because we always believed God made them male or female, not
Mm,
male and female.
mm.
There's a difference, male or female, or male and female, because
Yes, sir.
there are many species of animals that can swap gender. There are some frogs that if there are no males, one of the females will turn male.
The impregnate. Yeah.
One of the
Uh-huh.
snails, most species of snails have both.
Yeah, both reproduce.
Yes.
Yes.
So if a human being is born with both, what makes us decide which dispensation that human being will follow? Is it Christianity? Is it our tradition? Or what? Now, I was also following some research that is saying I think the Y chromosome in the male is beginning to fade out, and after a while, nobody will have Y chromosomes again. This is ongoing research. It's part of human evolution. You know, people don't believe evolution is real, but it's I read a couple of papers on this. So if a child, let me ask you, let me put it to you, if you gave birth, do you have children, Dami?
Yes, I do.
How many?
I have two. I have a boy and a girl.
Okay. What about you, my sister? Do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter.
You have a daughter. Okay, so let's imagine the two of you had a kid. Now, I know nobody wants to have 3 children in this dispensation, but say you are married. Dami,
Yeah.
you are married, Abi.
It's complicated.
Wetin happen? Ain't give you belle run. So you never got married.
We were married, but
Okay.
that's not the. Okay. Let's go back to.
Okay, you will tell me the story, Sha, because I like to hear all these kind of stories. Anyway, so let's imagine you have a child now, and the child has both. What will you do? And this question that I'm asking you is going to play itself out 20 years from now. So don't think like your parents did. Your parents taught very judgmental, very religious, and we forgive them in a way our children will not forgive us. Let me warn you. The way you forgave your parents for the carnage and the abuse, literally everybody born of Nigerian parents was abused. And we all still manage to love them and forgive them. Our children will not forgive us like that too. That the way the society is going, you are not going to be. So think about it in the light of the emerging society. What would you really say? Imagine say you born Pekin, we get bola and he get quick at the same time, and he get complete male, complete female. What you go do?
That's a very tricky question, but because I am not in those shoes, I cannot answer it today.
I've put you in those shoes, theoretically, hypothetically. Answer.
Hypothetically, what I'm going to do, knowing what I know now, and knowing the trend that the world is tending towards, what I would advise the medical practitioners, and of course I'll be working with experts, those who know more than me. What I'll advise is to leave both organs and let the child. Because these days you have kids that are able to make those decisions. Most of us at 13, 15, people were already having, boyfriends. At 17, they were becoming active. So at that age, the only thing I would do is right from when the child is But yeah, when the child is getting to that age where they're like starting to question their own body, I would try to, and here you have a lot of resources. You can talk to therapists, talk to family members for them to really explore and understand their own bodies, the hormones that might be attached, the conflicting hormones, things that might be going on, so that they would understand that when they eventually get to that point where they have to make a choice, they are making a decisive choice and a right choice. So I think I'll leave that choice to the child, because I don't want to grow up thinking I have a girl and eventually want to become a boy. Or I think I have a boy and I want to become a girl. Or then some of these things start clashing. Start having mental.
Okay. I want to, you've answered intelligently and beautifully. I want to ask the other lady, what would you do? Same scenario.
Same thing, sir. I'm not going to, of course, I don't know what you want. I watched one video where I interviewed this boy. What is it called? Is it Toby? I don't know. Like this Bob's best friend. When he was saying something like, when he was growing up, sometimes they find it interesting, like doing like a female. There are some people, because I feel in life, anything you want to do it from your heart. Like nobody's stopping you. If I want to become a guy today, my mom cannot stop me, because it's what I feel, like how I feel. This Bobrisky issue is just like, it will be doing that stuff right from a child, like right from baby. Maybe the parents didn't give him that support, maybe right from childhood. And sometimes the way they molest you,
don't use all those strong words.
Okay.
You will spell it out. When you get to that kind of word, you spell it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now, let's stop here. So the two of you have agreed that you will leave the child to make the decision when that decision, when that juncture arrives. Now, I'm going to binary this for you people. You know what binary is? Is it that 1 or 0? Yes or no? Okay. So let's binary this. So the child gets to this decision, and the child says, I don't want to have any operation. I want to be like this. What would you say?
I want to be like how? What do you mean?
The child wants to continue being the way he was born, with both.
That's the very the difficult goal.
The child says that's what he wants to do.
Decide one.
You
have to decide one. Like,
why do you have to decide one? Was he born with one? He was born with two. So why do you have to? Where do we get the concept that this child must actually be one of either? Why must it be one or the other? Who gets to decide that? Because the child has said, I want to be both. I don't care about what you people think. I don't care about what the society thinks. I feel I'm okay the way I am. Because let me tell you, most of what you want to be is, I call it, people who don't buy, putting peer pressure on you. Many of you really don't want to marry at 30, but you have to marry at 30. If not, society will decide that you are a failed woman. So when you sit down and you think thoroughly and say, who decides that it must be like this? Because normally you are either born as boy or girl. Let's have this conversation. But then you are not born as either. And then let's imagine Najakpa people born this Peking. No be Niger, they will decide one for you. No worry, doctor will help you choose one. Because now so we be. We not to get sense. Or pastor will choose one for you. But then you dey Canada, where these laws are very fluid, where the hospital self is sue you self if you do anything, because you can't. I think in a country where you cannot choose name for a child, there are some countries where they will tell you cannot give the child a gender. Now the child go grow choosing gender. This is not normal child where they born as boy or normal child where they born as girl. They go tell you say no be you go choose and say now the pikin go choose am for himself. Then you can't born the pikin, no can get two. Who will decide Go ahead, Dami.
So back to what I was saying earlier. You know, if you give birth to a girl, normally, if you give birth to a girl, you raise them as a girl. There is a way we raise her according to their assigned gender at birth. It's different from how we raise boys. We have to be realistic first. So, that thing also puts parents in the situation where if I have a child with both organs, how do I then want to raise this child? Do I raise him to understand? So eventually when he makes that choice, he or she knows this is what I am. Then if they do some of those surgeries at birth, it can affect them in a very big way. There are some they have to place on dialysis later in life. Because where the excretory system should be passed has been cut off and redirected because we are trying to reassign gender. I feel like if there's anybody in this situation, first off, prayer does a lot. You can pray about it. I don't know what your religion or direction. Also, just leave that child to make that decision.
Decide.
No, but you see now, I've told you we are binary in this thing. The child has decided that he doesn't want to be any. The child is living in Canada. The child is living in US. The child is living in the UK.
Komalo.
At what age? At what age is
18.
that? Oh, of course. At 18, you can make decisions. You can vote. You can.
So the child says, "I'm not removing any. I like the two of them as they are like that."
Absolutely. Do you know what? Healthy child. There are people like. There are some of my friends at work that I've seen that they complain about the mental state of their kids. The moment one loses their mental capacity, they've lost their whole self. There is nothing else left to hang on. That's why before people will fight themselves, mentally, they are devoid of any hope. So if your child wants to keep both of whatever it is they have, and they are still functioning according to how society wants them to function, would you not rather have a healthy child than to have one that is on the way, that is suffering with trauma, with grief, with a lot of health issues?
So my other sister, thank you very much. My other sister here said that Koma law, as in make the child they go.
Like you just do you.
Is that what you're saying? My
Yes,
fair sister.
do you like enjoy your life?
Now,
Because
okay. I wanted to get clarity on that. Now, if this child,
you saw that Benin girl that have two.
Yes.
She's doing her thing.
Okay.
That is her life. She's doing her life.
Okay. I want to bring in a few more people. Let's have this conversation. Because now, this... Yes.
That if that Bobrisky is quite different from what we've been
I
talking
know,
about.
but we have gotten to, you see, there is a world of conversations that we are not having in this part of the world because of society. I watched that girl's video. She said she has both. And she said she don't give person belle before. So we've seen this. The difference between me and my parents is I don't live in denial. My parents live in denial. I'm a scripture scholar. I study scripture. And if there's anything I can come to tell you, God did not create anybody apart from Adam and Eve. The scripture says God created Adam out of what? Clay. Then the scripture says God created Eve out of what? Out of what? The rib. According to the Aramaic language, is from the side. But because now rib they decide, we have believed that it's made from the rib. So God used his hand to create Adam, used his hand to create Eve. We have the story of Melchizedek in Genesis chapter 14. They say he had no beginning and he had no end. So we can also say that God created Melchizedek. Theoretically, then the Holy Spirit impregnated Mary. Those are the only 4 instances that we have in the entire Bible of who God created directly or indirectly. The rest of you, now your papa and your mama create you. That is why I have a nurse here. If you are SS and your father is SS, If your mother is SS and your father is SS, you are SS. If your father is AS and if your father is short and your mother is short, you'll be short. If your father is black and your mother is black, you'll be black. There are a few exceptions to the case here and there, but even those exceptions can be genetically traced. So when somebody tells you that God created you and you look at yourself, oh, that be pinto kukute, or what tori, they tell you to do like this, your hand cannot reach your ear, and it is God that created you. Then God looked at you, made you kukute like kerosene stove. Then God now made LeBron tall so he can make money from basketball, but then you decided to use you do kerosene stove. It just shows that there is a discrepancy in our ideology. And unlike...
Sir, I'm sorry to cut you off, sir. Even on what's it called? On birth certificates, you are asked to fill either male or female. So we have to conform.
No, hold on. Let me finish what we are saying. So I'm coming somewhere first. I'm coming back to... There's somewhere I'm going with this. Because our parents were very shallow thinkers. Religion, tradition, and society dictated their thoughts. That's why when somebody comes out and says it's God that created him, God did not create anybody. Your parents created you. That's why if you have cancer and you go to the hospital, they will ask you a question. They will not ask you, when did God make you? They will ask you, do you have a history of cancer in your family? It's in the form. If you've ever treated a cancer patient before, it is in the form. Cancer history. If your grandmother, so if God created you, why is your grandmother having cancer important in your life? Maybe God creates you. Why is it that your grandmother's cancer, if you don't have any family cancer in your life, then they now start looking at environmental factors? I know someone whose father died of cancer, his sister recovered from cancer, and one of his brothers died of cancer. Cancer did that family. There are families that have mental health issues. So what am I saying in essence? We now realize that we are a production of a reproduction system. And the first law of evolution is mutation. It is, if you read origin, that's why if you want to join Free Nation, now Free Nation now with a gist for social media, hey, wave hand, talk about Bobrisky, original Free Nation members. Before we write your name down that you are Free Nation, you must have read these following books. 1, Arrow of God, Chinua Achebe. 2, Things Fall Apart, Chinua Achebe. 3, Animal Farm, George Orwell. 4, Watership Down, I've forgotten the author. That is for you to have a background understanding of society. That's for you to have a background understanding of how religion came to Africa. That's Chinua Achebe was very good at explaining it through poetic narrative. And then when you are done with that, you now go to advanced stage. You read Origin of Species. What's this guy's name? Charles Darwin. So then you now understand the backdrop of evolution, because you want to go and carry Bible and go and read that God created 2 people 8,000 years ago, and that's how all of us came. That's when you know that you now be able to differentiate between poetic narrative and historical truth and scientific truth. You have to read those books. Now, if you read Origin of Species and you go into natural selection, what is natural selection? Natural selection is green butterflies in a green forest surviving better than yellow butterflies in a green forest, because the green butterflies are harder for the predators to catch, so they will end up surviving better. Like if there are 10 yellow butterflies and 10 green butterflies in a green forest, the green butterflies will be harder to catch. So at the end of 2 years, you'll be left with maybe 8 green butterflies and only 2 yellow butterflies. So over the years, the butterflies will now start becoming green, because the green butterflies are the ones left to reproduce. And that's what you call a mutation. Now, you now have a blue butterfly. An error, a blue butterfly. If that blue butterfly ends up surviving better than the green butterflies, then before you know it, the butterflies will change from green to blue over 1,000,000 years. That's natural selection. They call it survival of the fittest. So, if tomorrow, and there's a lot of research in modern day world done into this. Since we are here and we're all intellectuals, I know people like the gossip part of this. Let's listen to the wisdom part of it. In Europe, there are people who can never have HIV because the gene that the HIV attaches itself to was the same gene that the what is it called, bubonic plague attached itself to. Now here's how it worked. Those people who had the full gene, I've forgotten what it was, I studied the research at about 20 years ago, they survived the bubonic plague without any symptoms. Those who had half of the gene from one parent ended up having the sickness but recovering from it. The rest died. And you guys don't understand how powerful the bubonic plague was in establishing survival of the fittest and natural selection. The bubonic plague reduced, bubonic plague will hit one town. There are 150,000 people living there. In 1 week, there will be 12,000 left. I want you all watching these live videos to go and read about the bubonic plague in Europe. Now, researchers now realize that there was a story of a woman I read in the research that she had a son, 7 children and a husband. Within 1 week, she lost all her 7 children and her husband to the plague. But she never caught it. She was the one nursing all of them. Now, there were people who used to go and knock doors. Buy body, you get buy body. Because it got to a point where, you see, every family loses 1 or 2 people. Every year, every 2 years. But when you get family, and inside your family, una be 70, and only 4 remain, una no go dey bury again. Una go dey throw away them. Burying na something where the whole family they gather do once in 3 years. Say, our grandfather don't buy, our great uncle don't. That one, Monday like this, next week Monday, family don't reduce from 60 to 3, from 60 to 5. So people they go knock, hey, buy body, you go pay them, they'll carry, you go throw the body, give them, they'll go throw away them. So they go wonder, say these people where they carry these people, they're not buy. Now, this is how natural selection was at its finest. God forbid, no, God no go let us see plague. May you do natural selection. All the people that were now left were either completely resistant to the plague or partially resistant to the plague. So we now had a gene pool of wholly resistant and partially resistant people because the woman don't buy, husband don't buy. She go meet out of the people who survive is either he's fully resistant or half resistant. They go marry. The 2 of them will pass the gene to their pikin. That is how about 340,000 people in today's Europe have that same gene. And guess what? 400 years later, a new illness came, and that illness was latching on to that same thing the bubonic plague was latching on to. And those people who survived, they didn't have that gene. It was a mutation. They didn't have it. So they didn't get sick. Do you understand? So Google it. There are people in Europe that if you like, inject them with HIV blood. If you like, maybe they can't get it because their ancestors have passed down that gene to them. That is natural selection. Now, in a world, as the world is evolving socially, they now start making allowance. If a child is born, like they've legislated, if you dare touch that child and choose for that child, you will go to prison. People will begin to leave them. So what is going to happen is we are going to have more and more of them. Before, for this whole Nigeria, maybe we get 5. Out of those 5, they don't reassign 4, remain 1. It's not as common. But because now that they leave them, those ones too they grow, there will be a tendency. I'm not saying this, I'm assuming that there could be a tendency that they'll reproduce. Now, if 400 years from now or 500 years from now, there is a particular ailment that they are more likely to survive, before you know it, 1 million years from now, the whole world will get 2 of this. Then people will get 1 go can't they different. Am I making sense to you? That is evolution. So I'm coming back to this now that we are more broad-minded. We are no longer in the mind space of where our parents, where we know now, no say no book. We're the ones making decisions on our behalf. Now we are now more open to new ideas and ideologies. Me, I don't believe man fit turn woman. If they born you as man, you be man. And if they born you as woman, you be woman. Now my belief be that. But how do we now stand judgment over somebody that is born both man and woman? Who makes us
The judge.
Because the society has only M and F. So we now must cut the person to fit the society, or change the society to accept the person. This is a very deep conversation we're having today. We have 2 options. We are binarying it. Is either we cut the person to fit the society, or adjust the society to accommodate the person. I hand over to you, Natural Gambia. What are your thoughts?
Okay, well, to be honest, these ladies have spoken very well. Like really, really well. I was listening all the time, the whole time. I wanted to initially say, when you were asking the question about, what is our brother or sister back home, and I answered whilst minding my business. I just said, whatever Bob says Bob is what Bob is. It's not for me to say. Because you know what? Bob is in a society that is not necessarily open to that sort of thing. So Bob will not even be telling all of us what exactly has, informed this way of life for him. I've never seen Bob without Bob's clothes. You might be surprised that when Bob does that, you might find those 2 things we've been talking about there. And maybe Bob over time has had to fight with this thing and has decided, you know what, I can't cope. It's either I exit the stage or I stand and fight. And this is Bob's way of standing and fighting. Yes, a bit too, dramatic and pump and flare, but he's also making his money, isn't he? Not a fan, just so you know, don't really know, but at the same time, very respectful of I don't have a choice, number 1, where I am. That's what we're trained to do. But secondly, also, I think about it and say, well, at the end of the day, I don't know what the rule really is. Because if you go upstairs now, and Baba God will say, when did I send you to judge this one? Did I ask you to judge? You judge wrongly. So who am I to say? Because for me, and then you asked the second question. Once again, I answered here in my kitchen. I said, if my child had both, did you just say my child? I did say your child. It's my child. What am I going to do? I'm going to love my child. I don't care what anybody thinks or says. And I will fight you. You fight my child, I fight you. Very simple. So if my child says, Mama, I'm keeping both. Yes, baby, you're keeping both. This is what my child wants. My child must be happy. So if my child wants to keep both and they're going to be happy in their life, they're going to be healthy, thrive, and all of that, I will support. If we then live in a hostile society, or a society that's not enabling enough, or an environment that's not enabling enough, what I will do then, because then I need my child to survive. Don't forget, you said it's my child, Abby. What am I going to do? Work towards pushing my child to a society where they'll be embraced. Thirdly, what I wanted to say is I'm actually very surprised at societies, the so-called advanced societies, that on the surface, I say it's the surface. On the surface of it, they say they're accepting of these things and they're teaching us to accept it, and there are punitive measures put in place when we have the audacity to refute them. So and I say, well, you haven't gone far enough, if you ask me. If you want to do it, do it. If you're going to eat that frog, can you please eat it properly with the eggs? Eat it all. Just make an enabling environment for these people. If we now agree that there are people who are born, no fault of theirs, the creator or whoever made them that way, they came out that way. They don't have a choice. I dare say to those people, because I mean, imagine if it was me, I had both. How dare you tell me I don't get to stay in this world? How dare you tell me you get to cut one off and I have to keep one? You can't. I will fight you. I was born with both. I will keep both. And as such, I will be out there with my placard. I will be making noise in parliament. I will be doing everything that is needed to make sure that I get heard and that my rights are protected. So I feel like people like that, I'm trying not to use the word, so excuse me for saying people like that, individuals with that in that situation also have their own, like I think Thailand might be doing this, I'm not too sure. Passport that identifies them. When it comes to prison services, they should be given equal opportunities. Hence, they should have their own facilities, not them sharing with either or. Why go for half when you can go for whole? I think they're actually not doing themselves much good. They're trying. I know it's not easy. They want to be heard and be seen. But if you were born with two of them, for example, or you decided to transition, because that other one I don't know too much about, but in this society I learned a bit more about it, and I'm respectful of that because of the law. But even if you decided to transition for whatever reason, you didn't tell me why, you just done it. So also, and the law, the court, the society says you are allowed to exist with me and you and everybody else. Why are you eating half a slice of cake when you can eat the whole cake? Ask for your own right. You should have your own facilities. Why are you being put with the men? Why are you being put with the women? Why? It's like, please, permit me to say something that really helps me.
Bro, mute your mic and wait. It will be your turn. After she's done, Dami will talk. Just mute your mic.
Okay. Might I extend this to something that really is a personal, and maybe I've not really said it to many people, but I find it hits home for me, obviously, because this is in my own family. But there's a part that is linked to this somewhat. So obviously people with that are not binary, M or F or whatever, they mix, isn't it? Let's call these people a mix of either both or whatever, or a hybrid, whatever you want to call it. Well, let's talk about this thing. This thing, everybody. You know what I mean? I don't want to flash it. So I'm like this, and where I live, there's a difference of this. Now, when somebody of that one and my own come together, we create something called a mixed race, please. Excuse me, everybody. I believe that this in itself, it's a particular race in itself. I don't agree that it should be shared. Why do I say this? I take it very personal when people call my beautiful child that is a mix of me and her father black. Or somebody decides to be very, I'm so sorry, you offended. Well, ma'am, she's white. No, stop. She's both. She has her own race. She's both. Why will you decide to be politically correct and call her white? What happened to me? You deleted me. Excuse you. Why will you decide that I can't be bothered, ma'am? That's your problem. She's black. How dare you delete her father? So I think these things, governments are not doing enough to protect people. If we agree that these people have a right to be on this earth, they should be given their own bit. After all, it's only M and F. Why not add theirs? Is that not just 3? What's the problem? That's all I wanted to say tonight.
All right, thank you so much. A lot of people are saying that's not the conversation. Well, this is how the conversation has evolved, and this is now the new conversation. Because we're saying that because people say, okay, it's binary, male or female. You have to go to either a male or a female prison. But what if you are born with both? What prison do you go to should you need to serve a prison term? If you're watching on TikTok, pop my money guns. Dami, the floor is yours. Kindly ignore the dingbats that are talking nonsense in the comment section. That's why they're in the comment section and not... I don't value them enough to bring them live. Somebody says, Nigeria does not support what you preach, ma. Does that make Nigeria better or worse than the world? I would say worse. There are many things Nigeria does not support. And I hate to hear that this is our culture. This is your culture. How far did it get you? Are you not begging for money from those people who don't have culture? Are you not crying every day, running to their countries? The country of cultureless people. Is that not where you are ending up? If your culture was so fantastic, will people not come here? Your culture did not help. Your culture and your traditions are part of what subsumed you into the nonsense that you have become. My thoughts, and the world is evolving. You cannot continue saying that because they used to draw tribal marks 50 years ago, you want to draw tribal marks too. So over to Dami. Dami, what are your thoughts?
I think I'm still going to stand on my previous conclusion. Are we talking about where they should serve prison sentences if they were convicted of a crime?
Just a question.
Okay.
And they have both.
I don't think there are, the way the law operates, the way the law keeps playing catch up with what is going on in
with
the
reality.
Exactly. So the same thing with technology plays that catch up. It's not evolving in real time to address issues. And unfortunately, we'll keep having this. Even though we say Nigeria, when are we going to get to where the Western world is? We are there. The connectivity has made everything to be seamless. There are no borders anymore. So I'm not a lawmaker, I can't speak, but my background is in law, I'm a lawyer, and I can say that they need to start promulgating policies and laws that would address some of these issues. For instance, if you were jailed, if you did something and you had to be in prison, you're convicted, you're found guilty, and had to be imprisoned, whichever one they identify with, maybe they should be kept there as the inmate of that cell. Or that's the same thing for Olympics too, and not some of the global sports competitions. Because these days we have people who are born male that want to compete in female sports. I always say, if you were born male and you want to compete in female sports, they should create their own categories for them. The same thing with prison. If you are born male and you identify as female and you have female features, you have physical features that align with the female gender, maybe they should create one for them. The same thing for men, because if somebody who was born a man now says he's a woman, and they go keep them with women, there will be like 10. It has happened a lot. We read it on the news. There will be like 10 women that would, at the end of that person, maybe in 2 or 3 months, like 10 women will be pregnant. So what is going on? The organ is still active and working, and you are putting other women who are actually biological women at the risk of being with this grown-ass man that decided to become a woman at some point. But then again, I just want to say something about the comments. Fortunately for me, I'm not able to read the comments. I don't know why it's stuck on the screen. There's just these 2 comments that have been there for like 30 minutes now. So I'm sort of immune from anyone who might be calling me out. That's your problem. Go to my page, you will see for yourself. I have an OnlyFans page. So that one.
What do you do on your OnlyFans page?
I preach the word of God. I spread the gospel. That is what I do.
On your OnlyFans?
And I have a TikTok account. But I don't want to without digressing. I keep, and again, need to help these people advocate for themselves. Somebody like Bobrisky, I feel like they need to change their names. They need to change their name from that male-sounding Bobrisky to a more feminine name, because they've come out to say that they are identified as a woman. Why not? It doesn't hurt me. At my place of work, there are people who are transgenders, right? They are now women. All of us have to call. You will see them wearing their tags. She, they, them, zers, whatever you want us to call you. We are allies. If you don't align and call them what they want to be, their pronouns, you can get fired. So you have to just, adapt to what this policy is, because I don't want to lose my job because of somebody's pronoun. And I feel like for Bobrisky to start protecting them as they, because madam, with all due respect, I know that we all say e, but this person has said she's a she. is it going to hurt any us if we call them she or call them they? We in advocating, they can't just advocate for themselves too. We need to help them advocate. If somebody wants to become a man today, it does not take one penny from my pocket. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't harm me. They'll say, oh, they are teaching the kids bad morals. If you teach your own children good morals, that can wield enough powerful influence over them to turn it around. So leave people, let them be what they want to be. I don't know if it's not hurting anyone. Those are my takes. Thank you.
Okay, we have this gentleman who has been with us for a moment but hasn't spoken anything. What are your thoughts, brother?
Thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. Let me start saying my name is Chris.
Okay,
and,
Chris.
I live in Orlando, Florida. I believe the issue we have here has nothing to do with people that was born with both.
It has everything to do with it, because that's also a question that nobody, you see, you cannot box everything into one question. It's also an issue. So address everything.
Okay. Because the reason why I said so was because it's just a few minority of them that was born with both. And I believe you asked the other sister the last time if she ever met anyone that was born with both.
I'm sorry, we can't say minority. That documentary I was talking about is called Everybody on Netflix. And one thing they keep emphasizing there is that there are more intersex people.
Don't use the full word. Hey.
There are more intersex people that we actually know. Nobody will
find it. Yeah.
Anomaly. No one is going to come out and say that this is what I suffer from. They even have it difficult to divulge it to their own partners. Because how do you want to tell somebody about your medical history? I was born a girl and a boy, but now I'm a girl. Or but now I'm a boy. So the fact that we don't have those numbers, we don't have those statistics, does not mean that they exist or the minority. There are a lot of them.
Are we only talking about the reproductive part of it, or talking about the physical?
You are talking about everything. Let's talk about everything.
Because if we're talking about the physical part of it, that's why it's the only minority of them exist. The more issue that is alarming are the one that was born normally but try to switch to the other side. Let me put this to you. You don't need the rocket science to know that I'm a human being. If I roar like a lion, you won't call me a lion. If I sound like a cow, you won't call me a cow.
Who gets to decide that?
If you choose to identify,
I want to ask, who gets to decide that?
No.
If you roar like a lion and you believe you're a lion, I'm not saying I support this ideology. I'm just telling you that we have been playing God for a very long time. I know going to identifying as lion or as pole and all these things is a stretch.
Can I log out and...
Okay.
Dear, please let me go. I'm sorry, sir.
No problem. It's okay. All right, my dear brother, you're the only one left, so we're rounding off with you.
Okay. So what I was trying to put out is when it comes to this gender of a thing, I think it has to do with more of features, not feelings. Because a lot of people have decided to stay in one side of the street, and the reason why I don't believe in it more of the time is because it's always one-way traffic. People that was born with a P trying to impose themselves in the people that was born with a V. It's always one-way traffic. It doesn't go the other way. You will never see it in the other way when it comes to sport, or going to the prison section, or going to using the other sex bathroom or something.
Be careful. You are going back into this. Just say S. We are trying to stay away from using words.
Okay. Sorry about that. So it's always one-way traffic. And when we come to the issue of Bobrisky, this guy actually said, I am still M. So why do people expect them to treat him as if he is a F? So it's alarming to me that people are enabling some stuff that has been detriment to people's life. You said this stuff about somebody that was put in a prison and impregnated somebody. And this thing happens on the street that is not even reported. And people just want to turn eye away from it because there's a spectrum going on. They don't want to offend people. They don't want to be put aside or something. If you talked about this here, people will see you. Sometimes you say, let's just have a conversation about it. They don't want to. They believe you are attacking them. Just to have a normal conversation, let me understand where you're coming from. And that's why it is hard for people like me or a lot of people to actually buy into these ideas. Because if you don't want to tell me where you're coming from, how you feel, how am I supposed to understand? To me, this is against the norm that we used to.
Yeah, but there are so many things that are against what we're used to. And who says that what we're used to is what is right? We also need to understand that, I don't know if I'm making sense to you. We are used to being the ones to decide what is right. And I'm questioning that authority right now. That's what I'm questioning. Who gave us the right as human beings to decide that this is right and this is wrong? Especially now that we have come to the juncture that we are at. It's a tough one, but these are conversations that they're having globally. And if we're going to be part of this emerging global market, we are going to have some level of compliance. All of us are happy now that Kamala Harris wants to say Igbo dey good, may they legalize them. But once it comes to this other conversation, people are not as comfortable. Let's also remember that there was a time when Igbo was considered very, very bad. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about.
I do.
So, what are your thoughts? And MJ is here with us. What are your thoughts? I'm rounding off the conversation right now. So,
all right, Daddy Freeze, the reason why I came up is like, I heard you say like, made mention of the other types, the ones that are inter, right?
yes.
Something. So I was trying to let you know that there are different types of individuals as well. People are different, even on a genetic level. You understand? An example: you see the female boxer in the Olympics, right? People thought she was male. She's not male. She has female everything. But on a genetic level, she has extra male chromosomes. So individuals, like you can give birth to a child, and the child will have, you can give birth to a boy that has extra female chromosomes, and then he will behave like a girl. Daddy Freeze, Google it, you see it. It's a well-known medical fact. And Daddy Freeze, let me not blow your mind. If you Google this now, there's an island somewhere, like in Americas, right, where children are born female, right? But when they get to puberty, they grow bola. Check it. Times Magazine and everything. Like after scientists went there, they just said, listen, this thing about sex.
Hey, SCA, brother, you are not showing your face. Show your face.
This thing about
show your face. You don't put us for the whole trouble this night.
Okay, this thing about man and woman, they don't understand them anymore.
You see, that's why I don't like having these conversations, because people cannot train themselves and not use these words. And then this social media will begin to give me problem. When they start to give me problem, when I go there in our office, they walk when I walk. Only me go, they deal with them.
See like this crazy example, right? He also doing news. He get Pekin with them born. As them born, they became now what do they call him? Now boy, right? They born into a Igbo Christian family, right? So the Pekin, Mama no agree say, because the Pekin begin to dress like woman. You understand? Agree, kind of go church and everything. Until later on, the boy enter high school. You understand? He go do something. Come back. In Bella de Pena, right? He go tell him, Mama say, in Bella de Pena, say, see what he do. In Mama Vex, carry him go hospital, right? They carry him go hospital, Daddy Freeze. Guess what? He get man everything, right? You don't get female anything. but they do scan. Guess what? This individual get ovary. They get ovaries inside. Yeah. So they get ovaries, and I think the individual finally, in telling mama says, see what I tell you since. And finally, I think they resolve the stuff. I don't know what they do with the egg that be waiting. They resolve the stuff. The thing is, people are different, you understand? In Igbo language, you say, everybody will go better, you understand? Just let people be and don't play God. You understand? That's the thing. And so that's why I wanted to come. Like, it's not just only people who get Bola and the other one. There are also people who are different genetically. Understand? Child who can come with some bad defects that you can see. Like, mama they born Pekin will carry one full arm come. Understand? People are different. Like if you check it, the female boxer, people have to apologize. People that produce that stuff have to apologize to her because you get broad shoulder, you get everything like man. You understand? But now woman, everything a woman. Only thing say you get extra male chromosome. So what you go do to that person? Nobody say she didn't live that lifestyle or anything. So now wait till I won't come talk, Sean.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. Everybody, thank you very much. We're coming back later tonight to have another conversation. Thank you all so much. We're also waiting to see the CCTV report as demanded by the House of Reps in the ongoing Bobrisky case. So thank you guys so much. Hope you enjoy the conversation. I like having intelligent conversations like these, but I don't trust people to not use those words that I need them to not use, and they end up putting me in trouble, and amigo suffer ram. Okay? So take care, guys. God bless. See you later.